welcome to the Mook and the Mess. My name's Keegan, I'm the Mess.
And I'm Ethan, the Mook.
So I know it's been a long time since we've put another episode out there. This is episode 6, Tropic Thunder. So yeah, we've been gone for almost 6 months now. Ethan, how do you feel to be back?
Feels pretty good. Feels a little weird. I enjoyed podcasting a lot, but we had to take a break for various reasons. Episode 5 was a good one that will never be shown to the public.
We don't talk about episode 5.
So don't ever ask about episode 5. But episode 6 is where it's at. We are now more closer to the CPA goal for everyone who's been paying attention to our professional lives, but we don't talk about professional lives that much either, so don't worry about that. And everything else has been good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been real good. Sitting back here kind of feels like riding a bike. If riding a bike required a lot of editing after the fact to get out there.
Exactly like riding a bike.
Yeah, same concept really. But yeah, so our movie for this episode is Tropic Thunder. So you may be familiar with this. It's a legendary comedy movie with a star-studded cast.
Both inside and out of the film.
Both inside and out of the film. I really love its kind of actors playing actors. To quote the movie, there's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude in it. And that kind of meta aspect of it was one of what really drew me to the movie. Ethan, first impressions for you?
Yeah, so I'm fairly certain I saw this movie when it first came out. It's 2019 now. The movie came out in 2008, so 11 years ago. I am 22, so that would put me at 11 years old. I'm pretty sure I saw this movie when it first came out, and I thought it was absolutely hysterical. I definitely loved it more when I first watched it, but that is not to say I didn't find it funny. If anything, I appreciated more than anything just the genius that is Robert Downey Jr. to play a black man for 2 full fucking hours and never break character until the very end of the film. That is just brilliant. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Would recommend anyone to watch it.
When I suggested this movie, I was really impressed Ethan was able to put aside his intense hatred for Jack Black. Ethan, would you care to get into that here?
So Jack Black has one good movie, and that is called School of Rock. And every other movie that Jack Black stars in is horrible, except for Kung Fu Panda, the first one. Everything else.
Okay, yeah, Kung Fu Panda was good. I mean, I like Jack Black though.
Yeah, Jack Black is just a menace to society, and I will not stand to have anyone say that his movies are good. However, I will say that his role in this one was a good one. So I concede my hatred of Jack Black for one film, and one film only.
Well, I appreciate it. So kind of to get into what mechanics of the film we really liked and what bits of it maybe we didn't like so much, I kind of want to table the meta aspect and the movie within a movie of it all. And I kind of want to talk about the characters played. Now, they opened up the film with a trailer for each actor's movies that kind of built their career or what they were known for. And I really like this because it kind of told you everything you need to know, because at first, at face value, these actors are completely self-absorbed, thinking they're hot shit. So their kind of career is what defines them at first. And so this kind of characterizes the characters without really even letting you know the movie's begun yet. So I really liked that way of doing it. I also really liked kind of their attempt at filming the final scene right in the beginning.
Yeah, that was a nice, very... there's obviously been several media that does this, but, start from the beginning, end at the... end at the beginning.
Start at the end.
Start at the end at the beginning kind of thing, closed loop. And they did that with... At first, they were filming the end of the actual movie, and then at the end, they're kind of ad-libbing / actually shooting the beginning of the movie in a paradoxical time-wobbly way.
And yeah, if you didn't catch it, the end of the movie, the real end scene, was both a parody and a second take of the first end. Yeah, that was what we saw in the beginning. Well, that's pretty surface level.
You gotta be simple, Jack. Not to catch that one. You gotta go full retard.
You'd have to have gone full retard to have missed that. Yeah. So What else about the characters and the characterization were you a fan of?
So one thing that I kind of got sucked into the characters in was everyone forgetting Kevin, Jay Baruchel's character, because you start the film, right, and then you see the four main, like, already famous actors, and you see their previews, and then they have really big roles, and then Jay's just kind of off to the side, and he doesn't really play any part until they get down into the actual true, like, Vietnam part, not filming anymore. I think he has one line with Jack Black's character about, like, hey, I'm Kevin, I'm filming with you. But, so, like, I thought he was a really cool just audience stand-in for just a normal guy who actually gets what's going on, and no one gives a shit about him, which is just fantastic, because he plays that role in a lot of other films.
Well, yeah, and he's kind of the typical, like, when you think of an actor, I generally think, Hollywood big shot, but, 90% of actors are just kind of these local, like, theater school people who rarely, if ever, make a speaking role in a film.
Right.
And so he's kind of the straight man to everyone else's, larger-than-life persona.
I gotta love that everyday character, man. It gets me. Makes it very me IRL.
Yeah, and what I really liked about it was, in terms of the actors' careers, Robert Downey Jr., Kirk Lazarus was the big name in the film. He was the one that they really brought in to kind of lead and be the biggest actor of it. And that really played with Ben Stiller's character's insecurities as being, kind of a washed-up older actor that they brought in, but, he wasn't really giving performances that captivated people anymore.
Right. Speaking of Lazarus, was that a play on words for Lazarus, like, bringing to life?
I couldn't figure that out, because he never, whenever you see Lazarus in modern media, it's usually you're going to see someone come back to life and it's going to get thrown in your face. But maybe it's because Robert Downey Jr.'s career was being revitalized at the time of 2008. Iron Man 1 had just come out. That's the only take I could get on it, because his character, was doing very well.
It could be like him bringing his own characters to life, like, through that.
That's true, because of his method acting. Each character he plays, he becomes until the DVD commentary, according to Kirk. And he kind of hid from his own confusion and issues as a person through adopting personas of the characters he was playing.
Yeah, and then I guess that just leaves Jack Black's character.
Yep, so he had the pretty straightforward drug addiction story, where his storyline, his character was taken as a joke, and while he appreciated the fame and the money that it got him, he clearly had issues that he was not okay being, Hollywood's laughingstock.
Honestly,
the Tyler Perry character.
I'm honestly not entirely convinced that this was not just Jack Black's crack.
Absolutely. That's absolutely a parody of his real life, because that's Jack Black's actual role.
Because, by the way, Keegan and I didn't know this, but Ben Stiller actually directed and helped write this film.
So Ben Stiller was just like, fuck you, Jack.
I'm not entirely sure that Jack didn't just go to him and was like, hey, so we're going to make my guy a joke who's very depressed with his acting life, but in reality, it was me who was depressed with my acting life. Because I'm
also, I need there to be a scene where I snort all the heroin, and don't worry, I have a lot of prop heroin on me. That's probably what it was.
And then I guess there's Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, Al Pacino.
Yeah. Not the real Al Pacino.
So he was a rapper of sorts.
Booty Sweat.
Yeah, Booty Sweat. He had the sports drinks. He had the energy bars. He had a clothing line. So he was kind of... his phone never stopped ringing. He was chasing deals wherever he could get them. Everyone else kind of saw him as a sellout with no actual backbone or character.
Yeah. He was definitely the biggest twist of the film. Who would have known that the man who loved pussy actually loved dick?
I know. I mean, Booty Sweat comes from both genders. So we shouldn't have been too surprised.
Which... that leads me into this. I'm sure that there's still movies now being made like that, but the very casual, like, what the fuck you... Did you just say Lance? Like, the thought of someone being gay was just like...
Well, and that was coming from from Kirk, who was playing a character lost in the 70s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they chose the right character for that reaction to come from, but in 2009, or 2008, I'm sorry, it was definitely more of still something that was kind of on the table for jokes.
Yeah, that and the full retard, man, they went in on the full retard jokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still think it's hysterical, but it's certainly not something that.
I don't love it, but it was fucking funny.
It's something it probably wouldn't do so hot. I mean, I haven't seen the numbers for Tropic Thunder. Maybe it bombed in the office when it came out, but
just from the cast, that was an expensive movie to make.
Yeah.
Rip Ben Stiller's wallet.
But yeah, that's definitely another thing. It's not a timeless production, I guess. Let me put it that way. You can definitely tell a little of a decade later that this was a product of the 2000s.
Plus, I mean, Harvey Weinstein kind of killed the rewatch value of like Tom Cruise and all that. Like that kind of hits close to home.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not for me. I thought it was still fucking funny, but then you kind of realize like, wow, there have been a lot of proven things coming out that like it actually is. This wasn't a joke. This actually it does happen in Hollywood.
Yeah, but that's at the same time it's kind of interesting. It plays into the meta even without intending to.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I'd say they intended it.
Yeah?
I think a lot of people in Hollywood knew this sort of stuff was going on, that they would rather take money over a person's life. I think that was a pretty open secret. So I think having Tom Cruise play, the I don't give a fuck, I'm making money on this character was like, I think that was absolutely part of the meta.
Very nice. I think Tom Cruise, we actually haven't talked about his character too much, but, there's a very famous image floating around of Christian Bale and the kind of torture he puts his body through between roles when he's like emaciated and then later he's bulked up as Batman. Tom Hanks putting on 40 pounds.
Tom Cruise,
thank you. Tom Hanks was Forrest Gump.
Well, he lost a lot of weight for Castaway, but wrong Tom.
Yeah. Wrong Tom. Uncle Tom.
Yep. that's worse somehow. But I really liked the every single actor, even though it was a comedy, had a moment of serious acting, and for many of them, I haven't seen a better performance from them. I mean, I don't know who played Al Pacino, but I mean, he had his good moments, and I don't really see a serious side of Ben Stiller often. But once he was kind of taking command and getting out there, like, he really had some, I don't know what to say, maybe like gravitas, like room presence to his act.
Also, Ben Stiller was yoked in this film. Like, so Keegan claims that Ben Stiller is perpetually yoked.
Okay,
I
don't think so. He put on some muscle.
We're watching the fucking movie, and he's holding this rifle above his head, and you can see his triceps just bulging above his shoulders. Like, they are overlapping muscles, and Keegan's like, "Oh yeah, it's always been like this. Ever seen that at the museum?" Ben Stiller's just.
I did not say that.
Let it be on the record.
He's not shirtless
on the record
in his other films.
Keegan is a lover of Ben Stiller's muscles, and he notices them even when Ben Stiller is clothed.
I always see Ben Stiller out of wardrobe. I always like to picture him as Tropic Thunder Ben. He brings that thunder to my down under.
Oh my god. Dear God.
So maybe kind of moving on from the talk of the characters and how well the cast blended together on this film, I really liked the story each character had. Maybe they weren't the most creative stories or anything new, but each character had a scene where they were in a complete role reversal from the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
For example, my favorite one was Jay. I don't remember his last name. The kid, the straight man. Like Ethan said, he really didn't have any lines in the beginning of the movie, but in the final scene when they're rescuing Ben Stiller from the heroin factory, he's the one calling the shots, keeping everybody in line, and taking charge because everyone else's ego had spiraled out of control at that point.
And it's funny too. Like, I think I hesitate to say that this is actually a meta kind of jab at Hollywood, but it is funny that he's the up and coming actor that no one knows, and he's the only one to have read the script or the book. Like the book, some actors won't read the source material for whatever the adaptation they're making. That's understandable, but none of them had even read the book or the script. Well, RDJ was like, "How am we?
How read the script? The script's reading me." And his reaction was perfect. What does that even mean? Because you get so deep into any field, but acting especially, and there are these phrases that just come out and mean absolutely nothing. I mean, you could say that. You could say that for accounting, just related to Ethan and I's life as well. There's so many just like, oh yeah, look at the book to that, and it's just you have so much jargon, it doesn't make any sense anymore.
And I would going to what Keegan said earlier about everyone putting on good performances. I think. All right, now I'm not gonna say that this performance was RDJ's best. Yes, he's a pretty fucking stellar actor. However, let it be known that when I first saw the film, I had missed the part where he had gone in.
I did too. Oh my god! The first time I saw it,
I legit thought this was a black man. So
I thought it was a black guy until I texted somebody that I was watching it. And they were like, "Oh, how's RDJ as a black man?" I was like, "That's Robert Downey Jr."
So when I saw Al Pacino and he was like, "What do you mean, you people?" And then I was just like, "Yeah, what do you mean? There's two black guys on there. What are you getting angry for?" So I will say that Robert Downey Jr. playing an Australian guy, playing a black guy, is pretty spot on.
Disguised as a Chinese rice farmer.
So yeah, I mean his defining moment was definitely him tearing off each persona he put on, and one by one reverting to the Australian mate that he's always been deep down inside.
The Australian accent was so hammed over the top, but going from a where did he say San Antonio like black man accent to
we don't talk like this, do we?
Yeah, to Australian, like night and day. It was going from the soldier to like the white collar like actor who'd never seen a day of work, like just like that. I mean, props to the man. My God.
I like probably the most gripping act, like in all seriousness, story plot was Jack Black's.
Yeah,
which is something I would never say in any other movie that Jack Black has ever starred.
No other universe, or
But it was played for laughs for sure, because you can't. I mean, it's Tropic Thunder, but also it's Jack Black, so every step of the way was played for laughs. But he legitimately broke a heroin addiction, which is pretty cool that they depicted him breaking it instead of, because like he very easily could have just snorted the amount of heroin and then just went on like a high rampage and got them out.
And they could have written that pretty easily too, but which is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But instead they chose to have him literally confront his issues through fighting the guards by blinding them with heroin, or did they?
I think
he dosed them by putting it in their noses. Yeah, that was a really good one. So I guess Jack Black might be the exception to what I said earlier. I don't think he really ever had a role reversal, but he was able to kind of overcome his insecurity better than anyone else.
I mean, he was still fat in this film.
Yeah, that still wouldn't be a role reversal, but.
I have to make fun of how fat Jack Black is in everything.
Yeah.
Because God, man, it's like I hate Jack Black so much, guys. To anyone who's listening to this, let it be known. And don't let any praise I have for Jack Black's character in here distill the notion that I dislike Jack Black.
You can hate someone and think they did a good job at acting.
I do.
But yeah, another big role reversal to me was the demolition guy on set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he starts the film.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. Yeah, he begins the film kind of in awe of his military hero who inspired him.
Such a jackass.
Yeah, so he's talking to Four Leaf, and he kind of seems like he's got his tail between his legs, just like, hey, like I'm your biggest fan, yada yada. But then when he's a fraud, they've been captured for weeks or whatever. And the guy, he's bringing his hero to safety, blowing up buildings, pretty much doing everything this man claimed he did,
Right.
but better. So he kind of took control of that situation, realized, don't meet your heroes, be in charge of your own life, that sort of thing.
At the same time, though, Four Leaf did.
He redeemed himself.
Yeah. He had a bit of a redemption. So I guess there were two redemptions.
But it went from mentor or hero to fan to leader follower.
Right.
With Danny McBride's character being the leader of that action and kind of calling the shots.
And now probably my least favorite part of the film, by the way, since we're getting to this, is the TiVo plot.
The TiVo plot. I thought it was funny because it was so fucking stupid.
It's so shoot in, and I mean the movie's not meant to be a serious film. Like, honestly, I would say we're grasping at straws as is with anything I'm saying here.
Todd, I got your TiVo. Which was great that Matthew McConaughey decided not to abandon his friend for a private jet.
See, the thing is,
all the way out to
did he not do both?
Did he not take the private jet out there? He might have.
Because wasn't that what he had with his kid at the end of the film?
Oh, you're right.
Like, did he not?
He did do that.
Did he not just do both?
I guess he was so overcome with guilt, he decided to go out there on his own. Bad move, but whatever.
Yeah. So
the TiVo plot. It was a good segue to see the producers of the movie arguing it out, and I enjoyed the Tom Cruise, Les Grossman character and the meta there.
Wait, so Les Grossman, is he actually Jesus? Is Les Jesus Christ?
That's a reference to episode 5. We got really drunk, except I was actually the only one who was drunk. And while blackout, after watching Riccio, which I loved, but it wasn't a great movie, it really shoot in this Christ figure dynamic with Riccio, and the only coherent 10-minute stream I could find on the video was Ethan and our guest Greg trying to move on to any other topic, and me unable to speak, going, was Ricky Jesus? And they're like, yeah, he was a Jesus figure, good job. And I was like, no, is he the second coming of Jesus of Nazareth? So that's why we don't talk about episode 5.
Sorry,
I fucked up. I got too drunk. Sorry, Greg. We still love you. I hope you still love us.
Yeah. So I think that's all of the characters. Is there anything specific?
There was one more role reversal, actually.
Oh yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller. It started off with Ben Stiller being the washed-up one, trying to copy Robert Downey Jr. You cry harder. That's sort of whatever. But by the end of the movie, Ben Stiller was the one who, through trying to unprogram Simple Jack from his mind, he ended up he ended up uncovering Robert Downey Jr.'s insecurities and finding that Robert Downey Jr. had greater insecurities than he ever did as Tug.
Yeah.
And so that he became the mentor in that relationship.
Yeah, good call.
That was the last one I found, though.
Yeah. I guess one thing I didn't pick up, actually, I've seen this movie probably at least 2 or 3 times before this, but was the fact that at the start of the film, there's an interview with Tug Speedman with Tyra Banks, and she's just unwarrantedly berating him about being a loser. Like, you're alone, wrong side of 40, no love, no kid.
That wrong side of 40 always hits me. It's a phrase that I've heard before, but in the film, every time I hear it, I'm like, oof, wrong side of 40.
That's just a fact of life.
There's a good side of 40. It's called 30.
Oh, yeah, God. But yeah, and I didn't realize it, but he's looking at this little Asian kid, cute Asian baby, in a playpen, and then he's wondering if he's going to adopt him or not. So that's why he actually wants the son later on. Which, I mean, if you're not...
Little half squat.
Yeah, if you're not Simple Jack, I'm thinking you would have caught on to this because it's very obvious, but I was not higher than Simple Jack's mentality around 11 years old when I first watched the film. So, learn something new every watch, right? I learned that he actually wanted a kid.
Yeah, I picked up on that, but I think I missed it this time around too. Like I saw,
you simple Jack.
I saw the foreshadowing, and I saw the little kid. I saw the little kid, and yeah, no, I won't go full retard here. I'll take Robert Downey Jr.'s advice.
You too. Don't strike us down for this one.
Oh yeah, like they know what we post. They don't watch us. Maybe one day this episode will go and we'll skip from 4 to 7. But
maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Okay, yeah. What other trends or filmmaking techniques did you really like? So the soundtrack, I will say, huge points. My favorite Vietnam movie soundtrack because it didn't have "Fortunate Son" playing over a helicopter scene.
Did Forrest Gump have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to my memory, it does.
Okay, yeah.
But the soundtrack was good.
Yeah, soundtrack was good.
It wasn't my favorite.
No, it wasn't. But particularly the parts with Les were good with Tom Cruise.
Oh, absolutely.
The God, what's that song actually called? Applebaum Jeans. What's that actually? Get Low? Is it Get? No.
It's Low. Yeah, it's Low.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyways, Low. So Low had already been a popular song before that, but this was actually the debut, I think, of Get Back.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it featured in this movie, and that was its like first big debut.
Just like the refreshing, delicious energy beverage Booty Sweat.
Yes. Just like that.
Another great film debut. So they were talking about the debut of Al Pacino's products when they actually were debuting a different song to market it. That's next level.
That's meta.
This whole movie was meta.
That's 4D chess. I particularly liked the start of the film with the $4 million practical effect napalm strike, just because I personally don't care that much more for practical effects versus versus CGI or anything else. I mean, you can certainly tell the difference most of the time.
Usually, yeah.
I never think it's worth that much of a budget of, certainly not $4 million. I'm not a filmmaker though or a marketer, so I don't know that, but I thought it was a nice jab at anyone who uses practical effects to the point of wasting money.
Michael Bay. Or does he CGI him? I don't know.
Dude, all I know is that
I assume most of it's CGI, but I'm sure there are some real explosions in there.
I've been meaning to get you to look at this with me, but someone wrote like a hundreds of page dissertation. Not like a true dissertation, but like an internet rant on why Michael Bay's Transformers are actually good.
Oh my god.
Legitimately a good film, and they have pictures and gifs of evidence pointing to like, hey, look at the directing trick here that leads your eye here. And then the dialogue says this, which makes you think of this before you even realize it. Yeah. I've been meaning to read. I wanted to wait.
I guess Transformers to me is like Star Wars is to a lot of other people. Like,
no, people actually think Star Wars are good.
People do think Star Wars is good movies. This guy thinks Transformers is a good movie, but seeing those robots, I'll never be able to look past it. Some people see the sci-fi in Star Wars and just, it's such a franchise at this point, they can't look past it.
See, I don't think anyone thinks Transformers is actually a good movie, though. Like, to me, Transformers is like this film. Like, I enjoyed this film, but I would not call it a good movie. That's not to say...
I would call Tropic Thunder a good movie.
That's amazing.
For a comedy? Oh, 1,000,000%. But I would never, ever say that about Transformers. I don't enjoy Transformers. But that's different for you and me.
Yeah.
Is if there are a lot of objectively good things done in the movie, and I enjoy it, I say it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm speaking more subjectively than objectively.
Right. And I mean, I get that. Usually I'll say if I enjoyed it, it's good no matter what, because I mean I think that's in the end I think that's all that matters is that if you like something then then it's a good movie to you, or good book, video game, whatever. Something about Tropic Thunder, I think is the tonal shifts in it. Like it shouldn't have ever tried to play seriously, and that's what kills it for me. Anything that does that, it just ends up being a joke to me. So, like when God, I can't even remember his name. Matthew McConaughey's character though, when he was like, "Are you telling me to leave my friend of 15 years for G5?" and then Les is just like, yes.
Yeah.
Very seductive.
Yeah, it was
very seductive. Yes. That was just obviously played up for laughs.
Yeah, I mean, just having them all fuck around on camera, that many like big stars and stuff, though, like it's hard to not have a good time watching it. And yeah, in terms of like actual pieces of the movie, I don't really have too much else I was looking to talk about other than kind of the actual end being framed the same way as the beginning, but like everything was incidental. Like, you know, you couldn't feel as like, oh, well, you're sitting in a puddle, buddy. Like, you know, it was like they took that beginning serious scene and they bonded it so much at this point. They were just like, you know, they did it accidentally.
Yeah.
And I liked that, but like, I think it was a really good kind of way to finish the circle and finish the story for the movie. But like, yeah, other than that, I don't really have too much else to say about the story.
Yeah, I mean, other than definitely the meta aspects are the things I have the most to say, which we've touched on, except for...
We've touched a good bit on the meta aspects, yeah.
Except for Toby Face. Tobey Maguire played a gay monk, which is just fantastic.
I mean, fucking love Tobey Maguire. What has he been doing?
That is just hysterical.
Toby, we need you to make more Spider-Man movies.
I love Tom Holland. But Toby, if you want to come back and take your role...
No. Live action Into the Spider-Verse with Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland learning from him.
Oh, man. Yeah, as far as the film itself, story-wise or anything technical, there's not much I have to say. It is a hysterical movie. I do recommend watching it if you haven't. Because
it was kind of like a magic act for a little bit. Like they were revealing the Hollywood tricks to the viewer to kind of increase the realism. Oh, it's not happening this time. You know, like Ben Stiller with the decapitated head, like, oh, it's all just corn syrup, guys. And you bet your ass he's licking corn syrup.
Yeah.
But, you know, like,
he plays
and the viewer knows that, but you're seeing, like, oh, no, Ben Stiller, that's blood. Don't lick that. So it's still really off-putting and all that.
Yeah, there's multiple levels to the film. Which I think I'm gonna, maybe not next time, but I want to watch this to the end with you on this one, especially now that you saw Jay here.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one, and Danny's in there too. Actually, Danny.
Oh, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one to watch.
He's a real jackass.
Who else is in there that I love? It's Michael Cera.
Yeah,
he's in it. Yeah,
he's a cokehead actually.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah. So hey guys, maybe this is the end, coming soon to a podcast near you.
Yeah, drop in the comments any recommendations for films for Ethan and I to check out. We don't necessarily stick to superhero and anime, believe it or not. So any film we're open to taking a look at.
And if there's a comment on there that, you know, you're wondering, did Ethan or Keegan plant this comment? You're goddamn right.
You're goddamn right we did. We have thousands of fake YouTube accounts. The man can't take us down. I want to see you try. Mr. Krabs foaming at the mouth. Actually, I might try to find that clip and just like stick it in for this moment only. Yeah, it'll be no video, no clips or anything through the whole thing, and then just Mr. Krabs just arr, arr, arr. I'm gonna do that. I'll listen to it and I'll find. Okay. But yeah, Ethan, anything else happened lately you want to talk about, or you think we should shut it down?
I think we're good. There's nothing off the top of my head.
Nothing of crazy importance has really happened in my life lately. So
nothing
I'm boring.
That's safe for podcast at least.
SFP. So I don't know. It's a good place to end it here then.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right.
Take it easy and until next time.
See you guys next time.
Bye.